What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Look, I really hate when I'm wrong or when I'm not 100% correct. And I will come to you and say when I'm not right about something. Now, I've gone on record numerous occasions saying that the only reason to intake, I've actually started changing this for my clients' programs because my personal opinion and feedback has changed. I used to say the only time that liquid carbohydrate are necessary is in when you're in a caloric surplus so much that you can't get in extra carbs during the day. So I say that, hey, you know what? If that's the case, then throw in some carbs when you could need it more, and that's pre, during, and post workout. Now, for the last about 4 to 5 weeks on my comeback, and again, I've trained for years. I've actually been throwing in pre-workout with my pre-workout shake, which is usually, Clash, Hemavol, and then I'll throw in some carbolic, about 25 grams of carbolic. During training, I throw in 25 grams of carbolic with my machine fuel. Post-workout, I either have core PWO, which I absolutely love. I think it's fantastic. Or if you already have the stuff, you don't want to buy an extra product, you can also use carbolic with MTS Nutrition Whey. I alternate between core PWO, and then I take the peanut butter MTS Whey with the chocolate carbolic. That's actually what this is right here. And I'm so excited about this because here's the deal. I said on this camera a few weeks ago that I can't recover from training more than 4 days a week. I just can't do it. I feel 4 is the best. So I was training 4 days and I was really recovering well. And I'm like, you know what? What if I step this up and I do 5 days? What if I step this up and do 6 days? And the only variable that I changed, and I know I'm gonna be accused of trying to sell stuff. And obviously I like selling stuff. It's how I keep myself in business. This is the God's honest truth. And you can ask my clients, who I've switched over to having 25% of their carbs around training, some of them. Now, I'm going to tell you when it matters and when you need to kind of, not care about it. Now, my carbohydrates are in the 400 to 600 gram per day range. Of that, I like to see 25% of carbohydrate taking, and that still gives me at least 300 carbohydrate during the day. So I can eat plenty of oats and sweet potatoes and Pop-Tarts and whatever the fuck my heart desires, right? So for someone like me, getting 25% of their carbohydrate during training, which essentially is around what I'm getting, 25, 25, and 25, core PWO actually gives me closer to 50. It's closer to 100 grams of carbs around training. Now, if you're on poverty macros, okay, if you're under 200 grams, that's when I would say, you know what? Even 25% of that, it's 50 grams. And you're going to want to eat food. You have trace carbohydrate from other foods. That's when I'd say, you know what? You don't need it, and it might not make a difference, but it's something to toy around with, So what I'm doing is for my clients, and they've noticed differences too. And that's the beauty of it. I can actually test this through people who are on controlled programs. And it kind of sucks doing this because I've gone on record saying that nutrient timing doesn't matter. But I want to just be honest and real about what's going on in my program in my life. I do believe that and again, the data is actually kind of contradictory to what I'm saying, and I'm cool with that. This is just how I feel. Like Chris Jones, I'm being real, yo. I'm being real. And the real deal is that I really feel a difference in recovery, and that's all up here. It could be mental, it could be placebo, but right now my recovery is off the chain. I'm doing a full, hardcore, high-volume, hypertrophy-based leg workout Monday and recovering to do a full, high-volume squat and hamstring workout on Wednesday. I've never been able to do that in my life. So the recovery is just off the chain with what I'm doing here. And again, it's like, so again, my protocol right now is a pre-workout, whatever your choice of pre-workout is, with 25 grams of carbs, or whatever your body weight. Let's say if you only have 50 grams of carbs, you can even do that just intra and post. I really like having carbs intra workout because I feel it keeps me going through the workout. I tend to flatten out, but when I have carbs intra workout, at least 25 grams, I find that my pump stays. I like pre-workout too. I would say that the time, if you need to pick 2 periods, if you only have, let's say, 50 grams of carbs to work with, I'd go pre and during workout. And post-workout, I'd just have your next scheduled meal. And you already have carbs floating around there and branched chains from the friggin' machine fuel or whatever your choice of branched chain product is, where I think you'll be good. But I think pre and during are the 2 critical parts. But I'll tell you what, this post-workout shake, since I can fit it in at my current macros, I really enjoy it and I feel it's helping me tremendously. So that's it. You know the brands I like. Again, there is going to be, obviously, I'm going to tell you where you can get it. Of course, tigerfitness.com, Carbolic, MTS Whey. It's a stack too. And the peanut butter and chocolate tastes fantastic. Chocolate Carbolic, peanut butter whey. And also remember that ProSups is part of the cystic fibrosis, as is MTS Nutrition. So if you buy Carbolic and MTS Whey, 5% of that purchase goes straight to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So that's it, guys. Again, I'm more dissing myself and I'm correcting myself. Like I've said before, I know a lot and my people get results, but if I find something that can get them even better results, I'm going to implement it. I'm not hard-headed. Science evolves. Personal opinion evolves. And I've evolved to think now, and this could change. I could say it sucks later. I could say it was all placebo, or I could say I was wrong and maybe I was just high because, I don't know, I overdosed on Cialis or something. But at the end of the day, this makes you big, hard, and veiny, just like Cialis does to my cock. Anyway, that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com, because admitting you're a fucking idiot, that's not a game.